Well, before we get to fantastic news, I have to thank a couple of guys. And through the magnificent delivery system of Zoom, it looks like we're in separate rooms. Actually, hold on one moment.
Yeah.
So first saying thanks to John Forslund, who I think is the finest play-by-play guy in the league. We also know about this guy named JT Brown, and I saw him firsthand play down in Tampa. His story was so incredibly inspiring. Growing up as a kid whose dad said, hey, you ought to play ball. He chose hockey instead and won a national championship, was the player of the tournament, and then fought his way to the NHL. They have done magnificent work. But the good news is they're as excited as I am about this next thing we're going to announce, which is the arrival of my friend Eddie here. So let me go back to the other station.
Bye, Todd.
And I get to officially welcome Eddie, who an incredible career playing hockey. Eddie, you can correct me here, but 16 years, a Stanley Cup, Hockey Hall of Fame, an incredible storied career as a broadcaster. Signed up with our friends at TNT, and it's just a magnificent work. But one of the things I'm a big fan of is Eddie's work on horse racing. And Eddie has promised to go to the track with me. Okay. And we're not going to bet. We're just going to watch the horses run, but I can't wait for that. One of the things we set out early on is we wanted to build the best. And I think that there's a lot of first-class things that have happened here. I'm at our beautiful training facility, which I think is one of the best in all of hockey in the world. I think our arena is the most beautiful in the world. And I think with today's announcement of adding Eddie to our broadcast team, we now arguably have the best local broadcast team in all of the business. And so we're thrilled to have you here, Eddie. It took us a little while to get to this point, but we're here and we're ready to go, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Todd, thank you very much to you and to your entire staff, and Victor and Katie and Ronnie, of course, and my brother Rick, who is there as well, working right next to Ronnie. So you're right, it's been a long process, 2 months to be pretty much exact, and I just appreciate the patience and also the support of TNT for kind of having to navigate through a couple of potholes here over the course of the last couple of weeks, and without their help, this certainly would not be possible today. So thank you to Tara August, Michelle Zarzaka, Craig Berry, and Lenny Daniels for kind of opening up this opportunity, and we're here, and just very excited to be a part of this franchise. And obviously I have had blood in the game, so to speak, with the Kraken. I mentioned my brother Ricky, who's assistant general manager and vice president, working along with Ronnie Francis, and then my oldest son Eddie, who has been an amateur scout there for the last couple of years. So adding another Olczyk to the Kraken organization, certainly very proud and very excited. And look, I have tremendous respect for Johnny and JT. I've known Johnny for a long, long time. When I was growing up watching the National Hockey League, I used to watch Johnny call games, and then eventually I got to the National Hockey League, and Johnny calling my games, and then we got a chance to work together on the highest stage for Versus and the NBC, the NHL and NBC. And I agree with Todd. There are not many guys better in the entire National Hockey League, but most importantly, as a friend and as a person, I'm just looking forward to being a part of this broadcast team, and have the utmost respect for Johnny. And as far as JT, we breathe a lot of the same air, obviously playing in the National Hockey League, but also too is I saw Brownie when he was aspiring to be a college hockey player. He played with my oldest son Eddie in the USHL, which is the #1 feeder for college hockey. He was playing in Waterloo for the Waterloo Blackhawks. So that's the first time I got a chance to come across JT Brown. And the one thing I will say is that Brownie is the same guy today as he was when I met him, I believe, as an 18-year-old, if I'm not mistaken, Brownie, before you were on your way up to Duluth and play college hockey there. So I'm just looking forward to fitting in. I'm looking forward to bring my experience and to help kind of tie the three of us together when we are working together. And I'm just very excited and really looking forward to the opportunity. So it's in the rearview mirror, everything that's kind of happened here, and now it's just kind of looking ahead. So Todd, thank you very much again, and
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to being with Johnny and JT and also the people at Root Sports. They have an incredible track record, not only locally there in Seattle, but throughout the National Hockey League, of having a lot of relationships in a lot of different sports, but most importantly, the National Hockey League. So I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to work with the talented people there, not only in front of the camera, but behind the camera as well. And I know it's an unbelievable relationship, because in my talkings with the organization, Todd and Victor in particular, and Katie, the relationship and the respect factor with your partner is paramount. And I know we'll have a lot of open dialogue, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody over there at Root Sports. And I know they're quite busy with the baseball team and how well that they're playing, but hockey season's right around the corner. So I'm looking forward to building up that relationship as well. So I'm very thankful. So thank you, Todd, and also ownership as well. Had a couple of conversations with some high-ranking officials there, and just appreciate Jerry Bruckheimer taking a call and having a conversation as well. And looking forward to getting a chance to meet everybody else here down the road. So thank you very much.
Yeah, if Jerry does yet another Top Gun movie, Eddie's been lobbying to try and be in that.
Only if I got 2 feet on the ground. I am not getting in any airplane, so that's not happening.
I do want to echo Root Sports, Patrick Crum, the great leader there, but John Bradford, who took this on, and they did what we did. They had to do startup, and despite a global pandemic and everything else that was going on in the world, they mounted a terrific broadcast. And our goal here is to get better, and we're super excited to do that.
All right, well, thanks. With that, let's open things up for some questions. We'll go ahead and get started with Mike Benton.
Hey guys, happy Thursday. And Eddie, thank you for doing this, and formally congratulations on the move and a big welcome here to Seattle. A two-parter, and just starting the conversation with this for Edzo. What does work, NHL hockey and Seattle altogether mean for you and for all you guys? What's the greatest value as far as what you can do together in the TV space?
Well, I appreciate it, Mike. I think for me to become a part of the fabric of the community, just to make it perfectly clear, I mean, my TNT schedule has precedent on our local games. So there are going to be games when I'm not going to be around, but it's nothing different than I had in Chicago with the Blackhawks all those years, and they were very accommodating, and certainly the organization is going to be accommodating for me. But I think, for me, is I'm going to have to, build that respect and that trust. I saw some comments by Johnny a little bit earlier today about that, that trust with the fan base, and to be able to teach the game, to be able to understand of knowing where the organization, has come from and where we are and where we are trying to get to. And we have that ability to be able to do that on television. So for me, it's just kind of getting ingrained in the community, kind of getting to know the area and the organization, and the training staff, the trainers of the team, and the players and the coaches. And so, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things for me that are going to be very new. I do know obviously quite a few people within the organization, but for me, it's going to be baby steps. But when it comes to TV, Mike, when that light goes on, we're there to entertain and sell the message, and talk about Kraken hockey. So Johnny, JT, you guys want to pick it up from there, but I think it's just something that it'll be a work in progress for me to figure it out. But the chemistry I think I have with both guys is, I think we'll fall into it very, very easily, and just really excited about being on their line. The one thing I will say is that Johnny will start off as the centerman on this line, but I've seen his hands away from the broadcast booth. I think he's going to end up on the wall at some point. So Brownie, it'll be between me and you to figure out who's going to take over the center ice position for when we get into the booth.
Yeah, I don't back check, by the way, at all. So you guys do all that work and we'll be okay. And I'd like to thank you, Eddie, for recounting our first, our meeting. I think it was in 1990, must have been my 20th year in the league. And, you know, I happened to come across Eddie Olczyk in the room as a player, and you were so engaging and so nice. And not much has changed, but maybe a few things have changed over time, but you did have respect for your elders, which I think is what you told me at the time. So I do appreciate you bringing that up. We're overjoyed with this. Like we said at the beginning of our relationship, JT and I, last season, building trust with fans is very important, and making sure that we're at the highest level possible. And what has happened here now is we've added a top level professional and a top level human being who's been a great friend over the years. And I know JT feels the same way, but we're very proud of what we did in year one. And we're so excited about what can happen now with what we do here for the Kraken Nation. So great to have you on board, buddy. Great to see you. Now I'll try to back check every once in a while. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't never like back checking either. So
No, you didn't.
no, but the same thing. It was, I did say, yeah, it was 18 first year in Waterloo. But again, I think we're really excited for it. I mean, I get to work with the two best. I think John's the best play-by-play in the NHL. And then you look at what you've been able to do, obviously in the playing career, and now with Chicago and TNT and moving here, it's awesome to be able to be around, you know, people like yourself and be able to learn from that. I think obviously it started at the beginning of the year, and then the growth throughout year one. Obviously you're very happy with it, but it only helps to be able to have the best working with you. And that's our goal. Our goal is to be better. And I think adding you definitely does that. It helps us get to that spot where we want to be.
Right. And the hardest thing to do in this business is chemistry. And I think we have a built-in chemistry with the three of us and everybody else involved with the broadcast. So we're proud of it. And it's, again, great to have you on board.
Thank you.
Always striving to be better.
Go to the next question, Andy Ide.
Hey, Eddie, welcome to Seattle. I have a question. You guys are going, and any of you guys can answer this, but you're going from a 2-person crew to a 3-person crew. What are there challenges, or how different is the dynamic there? And might we see somebody between the benches this year?
Yeah, Andy, I've worked a long time as in a 3-man booth nationally, and you know, it will not take time. I think we still have a lot of you know, a lot of things to discuss when it is the 3-person booth, whether, you know, we are in the same booth, you know, or, you know, somebody's downstairs. I think those are things we're still trying to get the lay of the land, but I think that it will not take very long. I've worked with some of the best in the business when it comes to, you know, being in that 3-man booth, because if you do have somebody at ice level, you know, they see things down at ice level. And I've worked with Keith Jones and Brian Boucher, two of the best that have done it, to be able to see things up top that we can't see. And then there are things that the person can't see down low that up top Johnny and I are able to see. And then again, it's all about working off of one another. So I think it'll be a work in progress, but it will not take very long. I agree with Johnny for sure, 100%, is that, you know, the chemistry will be very quick, but the understanding of getting in, getting out, that's where the production becomes so important of communication. So when Johnny is calling the game, Brownie may be on talkback, talking to the producer, hey, I want to get in here. Tell Edzo to not say anything, and then Brownie gets in there, and then I can pick it up off of him. And so, I mean, there's just a lot of things that are going on. So it is a different dynamic than having two, but you do pick up way more when you have somebody inside the glass or just another set of eyes on the broadcast.
Let's go, Darren Brown.
Thanks, Ben. Hey, Ricky, or Eddie, congratulations. My question is, how much did your brother Ricky play into the decision to come to Seattle here?
Yeah, we've never had the opportunity, Darren. Thank you. We've never had the opportunity to work together at the highest level. Certainly he, is a huge, supporter and a huge reason, for me, exploring this opportunity that came to fruition 2 months ago, and just to be around him will be, something that we've never really had before as a family. Whether he was in Edmonton or in Carolina with Ronnie, or now obviously being in Seattle. So it'll be great to be on the road with him. It'll be great to, just have a chance to have conversation and talk about the same air and, and all of those things. So, certainly, many things went into the decision, but certainly, right at the top of that list is getting an opportunity to work around my brother, on a so-called nightly basis. Because his resume speaks for itself when you look at what he's been able to accomplish in his career, and whether it's contracts, negotiating specific contracts in Carolina or in Edmonton, or doing the things now in Seattle after the first year and on. So they're just that certainly played into the equation of at the end of the day, the opportunity that presented itself, and having, like I said a little bit earlier, some blood in the game, so to speak, before I officially came on board.
We have time for a couple more here. Let's go, John Lupo.
Thanks, Ben. This question for each of you. First of all, Eddie, you've always been, in my opinion, the top analyst on television. So congratulations on the opportunity here now with Seattle. Just having John here as maybe the top play-by-play guy in the NHL, just talk about how much of a factor that played into your decision to come. John, being that you've had some familiarity working with Eddie before, talk about how that'll make it easier to integrate him into the broadcast, getting him familiar with the Kraken organization. And JT, for someone who now is going to be in his second year in the booth, talk about what you think you'll be able to learn from Eddie as you go along. That'll make not just you, but the whole broadcast better.
Ronnie, you want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, I think so. We don't have the echo. All right, we're good. I think especially going into, your second year, I'm always trying to get better and try to learn, whether it's watching practice, rewatching games, be able to sit down and to talk to Edzo and pick his brain on certain situations or things that I see. I think it's always good. I do it with John as well. I learned a lot this year just from picking John's brain. And I think just having another person who is at the top of their craft and be able to talk to them, to be able to sit down, whether it's looking at how they do their notes, how do they prepare for a game, little things like that I can pick up on and maybe make a little modification that fits myself better. I think just having somebody like Edzo and John on the team will only be beneficial for myself, selfishly.
Well, that's okay.
No, I think it'll help learn. I really do.
Yeah, and there's no question it will. And we will also benefit from you, because what we have here, and this is why I'm so excited about this, is Eddie and I have a long relationship doing games together at the national level, but I've never worked with Eddie at the team level. And the thing about Eddie, and I hope with me, he's a great team broadcaster, like outstanding team broadcaster. It's two totally different things, yet it's the same. He can carry a fan through the journey of the 82 games. He can tell the stories of the individual journeys. And what we have here for the Kraken Nation is someone with all of Eddie's experience and JT's recent experience as a player, and you blend all of that together, you have a hell of a broadcast. And I will just try and capture the excitement of the game and know my place and try to get and garner information from Eddie's experience and from Brownie's experience. So that's why I think the possibilities are endless for this. But I think with Eddie Olczyk, you not only get a quality top level broadcaster, but you get an outstanding team broadcaster who carries the torch, and he did so well for so many years in Chicago. And now he'll do it here in this great city, in this wonderful arena for this team. Great for our fans.
Yeah, John, it was paramount when, just kind of take you in the weeds here a little bit if I can. It was paramount that, and Todd and Victor and Katie we were all on the same playing field, Ronnie and my brother Ricky, is that we needed to have a conversation. I needed to have a conversation with Johnny and Brownie when this was going to be a possibility. That to me struck a chord in a very positive way with the encouragement and knowing how important that was to the organization, to Root Sports, but most importantly to my two new line mates in Johnny and Brownie. And Todd signed off on that, and we had a conversation. And this is about helping one another. This is about bringing that different dynamic, the experience that I have being a former player back in the day, Brownie, very recent of playing in the league, and to be able to have that conversation on the air for our fans, and to be able to teach, instruct, give them something to look for, knowing, hey, Brownie played against this guy, or, somebody, a situation that maybe happened with him somewhere down the road. That's where Johnny is so great, to be able to have those stories and drag those out. And then Johnny can do that with me as well. But I think those conversations that say, look, I want to be one of the guys in the booth, not be the guy, right? It's a little different when you're on a team, right? Like everybody is one of the players or on the team. But some guys want to be the guy, and then some guys just are very much better suited to be one of the guys. And when you have a 3-man booth, you're there to tell the story, not be the story. And I want to be one of those guys, regardless of the situation. And when I got the stamp of approval from Johnny Forslund and JT Brown that if this could happen, because there was some doubt, and we didn't know until just recently, that I felt very comfortable about the acceptance aspect of it, because you have two incredible people, but also a legendary broadcaster that's been around a long, long time, and a young guy like Brownie that is learning and wants to be great, and he will be. And I just want to be able to add to both of these guys of what they've already, the foundation that they've laid there in Seattle. And I think, John, for me, it's all about, just want to be in, just being one of the guys and doing the games and having fun and selling Kraken hockey and doing all I know. And I think it's going to, I think it's just going to be super exciting once we get in the booth and we start doing exhibition games, and then, seeing what the schedule is and how it all plays out. And, we're going to have some fun. Look, we want to go 82-0, but we know that, that's not going to happen. But at the end of the day, we're going to have opinions, and we're going to try to we're not going to try. We are going to entertain our fans. I will promise you that. And we're going to have fun, because we all know in the real world what is going on. We're there to take people away from the real world for 3 hours and sell the Seattle Kraken on Root Sports and sell the great game of hockey. So that's, once I got their approval, it just seemed like the decision. I inched closer and closer, and then eventually, everything kind of came to fruition, and here we are on, I think it's the 11th of August. I don't even know what day it is, but I know it's in between my 34-year wedding anniversary, and I got a birthday coming up in a couple of days. I'm going to be 35. No, wait a second. That's not right. I'm going to be a little bit older than that coming up. But I'm just super excited. But that was a real important call, John. And again, the support of Todd and Victor and Katie, Ronnie and Ricky, that Johnny and Brownie needed to, they needed to be in the mix here and just say, hey, this is what we're doing, or this is what we're thinking, how are you? And it made me feel really good. And I'm very thankful for both of them.
We have time for one more here. Let's go Kate Shefty here.
Hey there. You mentioned earlier having to iron out some details with TNT. What is that looking like as far as numbers break down, and how early in the regular season does it look like you'll be able to join Root Sports?
Yeah. Okay. Until the national schedule comes out, it's really, I mean, right now I don't know, but obviously our schedule is mostly Wednesday nights on TNT. So again, logistically, travel wise, schedule wise, that still has to be kind of, just worked out or whatever, but I'll be there for training camp and, and in exhibition games. And again, just have to see what the schedule ends up being as far as, on Turner and whatever. Like I said, they've been overly terrific on that. So, but I think there's still some things to be worked out. I don't think it'd be fair to anybody to give out any kind of a schedule right now, because I don't know. I know what our schedule is, but I don't know what my national schedule will be. But I will say this is that over the years, Kate, and it's very similar. Now, obviously NBC, we had 100% of the game. So it was a little different because obviously we're sharing now with ESPN in Turner Sports. But I usually over the years have kind of been in that, high 40s, low 50 range of games as far as local. But again, just depending on the schedule or whatever, just to, kind of give you the kind of the tea leaves of what's kind of transpired over the last 15 or 16 years. I've been doing the, so-called double dipping.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. I appreciate taking the time. And again, we're really excited to have the three of you, and it's going to be a great year.
Hey, Ben, let me just say a couple more things. Having listened to this, it's so exciting. We've had a lot of dreams here, but this is another day of a dream coming true. Adding Eddie, building out, we're still building, and but we're pretty good builders. But having Eddie join us is just awesome. But one of the great things that came out of this was the evidence of the great friendship of Forslund and JT Brown. And it has just been a fantastic thing to see. These two guys truly have love and affection for one another. They're actually talking about moving into the same neighborhood. I hope not the same house. You guys are going to well, let's not tempt fate here. But, this is another step that shows our ownership's commitment to building out a world-class franchise. And we've had a prolific summer. We've had a prolific summer on the ice, off the ice. We've added coaches. We're thrilled with the draft. We were thrilled with free agency. And this is what it was supposed to be, that this franchise would never rest on its laurels, would never stop trying to grow, would never stop the pursuit of being the best. And today is another great step forward. So, Eddie, Edzo, welcome, my friend. We're in for a heck of a ride together.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Hi, Victor. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for help. Hi, Victor.
Thanks, everybody.
Get over here.
Victor to bonus, everybody. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Great job. Thanks, everybody, for taking time.
Yeah,
See you
thanks
guys
everyone. Have a great evening.